Greetings everyone, SoloFangDance98 back at it again with another reaction. So we're looking at the top 10 best Kamen Rider henshins ever, apparently. I can see them being some interesting henshins, so let's see what the 10 best ones are here.
Henshin, a word that's synonymous with Tokusatsu and Kamen Rider. But with all of the Rider henshins that exist, whose is the coolest? Over time, these henshins have gotten more and more elaborate and unique. But today we're going to find out which one is the best.
To be fair, with all the developments of their henshins and the CGI and everything, yeah, it gets pretty tough for the old generations to compete with the new ones. So let's see how they compare.
This is a list of the top 10 coolest, most unique, most memorable Kamen Rider henshins of all time. And of course, let me know your list in the comments. Number 10, Kamen Rider Faiz. You know, back in the early 2000s, the cell phone concept was pretty cool. You know, he pulls out his flip phone and then attaches it to his belt. And I really like the red laser effect that goes over his whole body. By today's standards,
Fair.
It might not seem that crazy, but at the time, it seemed pretty cutting edge. If only I could have activated a suit of armor via my Motorola Razr flip phone.
True.
Number 9, Dino. Gotta love the train sounds and the way the visor rides on the track of his helmet. I really like the concept of determining what form he's in by what Imogen has possessed him at that time. And of course, Ore Sanjo. Number 8, Kamen Rider Gaim. You know, you've got the lock seeds, which are basically master locks based on fruit. And then whenever the henshin is initiated, a zipper opens up a section of the sky, and fruit comes out and drops onto their head before becoming their armor. Now, if you've never seen the show and I just described that to you, you would probably think it was some crazy sounding stuff. But that's Gaim, and it pretty much works.
Yeah.
You know, when this show came out, it was at the height of Fruit Ninja's popularity. So I think they were sitting around, they're like, yo, Fruit Ninja's really popular, so what should we do? Fruit Samurai. Sounds good.
Hey, it worked. It's a pretty dang popular show.
Henshin!
Oh, what's up with my volume? For some reason, oh, why is it half?
Number 7, Yuki. You know, it's time to henshin. Gotta find a mirror, or a window, or a puddle, or some kind of reflective surface. But it's not over yet at that point, because they have to ride their go-kart between worlds. Number 6, Kamen Rider Build. So this
I was gonna say, this one should be somewhere on this list because it's a pretty memorable one.
series uses full bottles, which are little vials of scientific liquid stuff. And he shakes them up, puts them in his driver, and then he has to spin the crank. I really like how it pops up both halves of his suit, one in front of him and one behind him, before it just slams into his body and puts the armor on him. Very cool. The
Yeah.
build is so geek chic, and what I mean by that is that, you know, if you're into math problems and stuff like that, and science, there's a lot of flair on the screen to set that kind of theme.
Fair enough.
Number 5, Kamen Rider W. Everything about W is just absolutely stylish, and his henshin is no exception. So W is 2 riders, Sho and Philip, and each one of these riders controls a different half of Kamen Rider W, literally a different half of his body. So when they henshin, they make a W with their arms on the screen, which is pretty cool. And the wind from Cyclone blows everywhere as he's henshining. And then he'll tell you to count up your sins, and you know it's game time then.
Makes sense.
Number 4, Kamen Rider Black. You know, he has a very dark 80s industrial style, right? Very reminiscent of the Tim Burton Batman movies or the first 2 Terminator movies. You know, just very dark and gritty. And when he's henshining, it shows him as a full-blown grasshopper during the animation. And just like everything else with this show, there's not any more that's done than needs to be. There's no excess. It's very down and dirty, and I really like that.
Hey, if it works, it works. No need to change too much.
Fight!
Number 3, Geats. Now, Ace is just a stylish and cool dude, and that's probably why he's so popular in Japan and he has everybody following him around. He is the fox. He is the Kitsune rider. And he makes a fox hand symbol with his fingers and then snaps. Because, you know, he's too cool to just say henshin and do it. He has to.
Yeah, I can see that.
to add a little bit of flair and style. Man oh man does Geats have some nice looking forms, but even his base form looks awesome. There's not a lot of writers that are going to give you a more stylish henshin than Kamen Rider Geats.
Fair. Kiva.
Number 2, Kamen Rider Kiva. Why is Kiva here? It's as simple as the fact that there are no other riders that henshin by having a metal bat come and bite them. And when this happens, it triggers a stained glass type effect all over his face. Chains come and circle around his body, and it really reminds me of Spawn. But you know, Kiva is such a cool and stylish show that he could honestly just henshin like Kamen Rider 1, and it would be sick, just because of the music and the dark styling. And you know, not everybody can make this list, so here's some honorable mentions.
Looks like Blade. Hibiki. Alright, X-Aid. A villain X-Aid, I guess? Don't recognize that one. Don't know.
And the number 1 coolest henshin of all time, Kamen Rider Ghost. Now I know some of you guys are going to be like, what? Why is it Ghost? And I'll tell you why. Because he puts plastic eyeballs in his belt, and then ghosts fly out of it, fly around his body, and attach themselves to him, and become his armor. Very unique. When he henshins, he uses various Japanese hand signs, and I honestly can't tell you what they mean, but if you're in the comments and you understand ancient Japanese, like ninjutsu hand signs and stuff like that, then throw in the comments. But I'll be real with you. I really just put him here because of aesthetics, because I think it looks freaking cool. But hey, that's just my list. Let me know yours in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, it would mean a lot if you would smack the shit out of that like button. Thanks for watching, and I'll check you next time. Bye.
Alright, subscribe button. Still, interesting list. I would not expect to put Ghost up there. Me personally, I wouldn't mind putting... Honestly, I would have put X8 somewhere on that list. Probably 01 as well. Because they both have some very memorable henshins, honestly. And they're just plain fun to see transform. Like how the video games work, or even the Kamen Rider... what was it? Saber. Kamen Rider Saber with the whole book aesthetic, to activate the story and get power-ups. That was pretty good, too. I said, I would have put those guys somewhere on the list instead of Ghost. We can put them in the honorable mentions. Because, you know, they're both flashy, but also very unique in their own ways. Because, you know, one transforms with books in his sword, another one transforms with literally a video game apparatus, and the other one transforms with literally a metallic hopper literally coming in and attaching itself to his body. Pretty fun stuff. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly did. We're going to be looking at the top villains, or rather evil riders, I should say, next. So look forward to that one. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.